Welcome to my channel, everybody. Ragingarcher here, and today I'm going to show you how to expertly build in Star's End. How to construct a base. Just remember that the game is still in early access, so there are some certain bugs and glitches that people can do to your base. And we're going to show you how to protect against players glitching into your base, protecting your claim and storage boxes, and how to build your way to a form of offline raid protection. I'll timestamp certain parts of the video in the description below in case you want to skip or rewatch a certain part. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like or comment if you enjoyed this video. So let's jump right into the build. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is select an area that you want to place your claim. You make your makeshift claim and place it down, and this allows you to build in the area. You can go ahead and customize your claim name and name it anything you want. Now, once you have your claim placed down, you start building buildings on top of it or putting down storage boxes inside your claimed area. Be very careful. If you go in and delete your claim, you'll delete every remaining construction that you have on that claim, including boxes and inventory or other items that you've built. Now, it doesn't affect vehicles if you do that. Now, right now, you need to go ahead and place a floor and try to get the claim as much inside that floor as possible. You can go to every side of the claim to see which side you can slide the floor into to cover up as much as your claim as possible. So I'm going to try the center, take it from the front, and it looks like I got most of my claim inside my floor, which is what your goal is. You want to get your claim inside your floor. Now, someone can still claim your claim by touching the top of it, and we'll cover that later. But right now, I need to get my floor plan down. Where do I want my how big do I want my main base to be? So first, I got to get these floors to snap together, and if you look down at the one you're standing on, usually it'll snap in place, as you see. So go ahead and place my floors down. Now I'm going to get a 3x3. So I'm going to have my core structure of my base going to be nine blocks. So 3x3 is what I'm going for here. All right, looks good. So I have 9x9. Now, like I just showed you, I can still see claim management. So if I want to block other players from being able to access my claim, I can stack three ceilings on top of my floor. So now, if I try to access it, I can't access my claim. You can test it out from different angles. If you go up and hit Z at the edge, I can see inside my floors, but I still can't access the claim. You can do that to each side to see if you got your claim in the right position. You can use T to zoom in into first person or behind your shoulder view. And it looks like my claim is nice and secure. So now I'm going to get my walls up around my center area. And when you're building your walls, make sure you look at the tops to make sure that the walls that you have placed are nice and even. Some walls can sink down a little bit, so that'll mess up putting a ceiling on. So putting your ceiling on is going to be the most difficult task for building at Star's End. So I'm looking around. All my walls are flush and even. We'll replace this one. I think it looked a little off. All right, so now I'm going to make a makeshift airlock, and I'm going to come out 2 spaces with floor, and then I'm going to surround the main 3x3 with floor. I kind of built on a little bit of a hill here, but it won't be a problem. Players won't be able to glitch in underneath. It's not that bad. If your floor is suspended in the air, you could just continue building along the outer edges. It'll all snap in place. It's okay. All right, so now my perimeter is set. This perimeter is going to be the barrier that I'm going to use to keep people from glitching into my base. And I'm going to lay down my walls around the outside. Remember, keep your walls flush. And what this perimeter will do is if someone tries to use a vehicle to glitch into my base, they won't get into my main base, my core base, the area that I want to protect and keep people out of and keep people from getting into my chests that are going to be stored in that area. So I'm going to go around the outside. I'm going to make an extra area outside my original 3 by 3 where my claim is now at. And that's where my crafting area is going to be, my storage boxes are going to be, and this is going to give me that extra level of protection from other players being able to glitch inside my base. I'm going to go ahead and put down a sleeping bag in my main area in case I have
Okay,
to
that's true.
get some rest while I build. So next you want to place down your front door. Now remember, all doors, no matter if they're wood, if they're metal, they can be broken. So all doors can be broken even with just melee weapons. So every time I enter and exit my building, I'm going to place down an extra wall. So if someone breaks down my main door, they can't get past my extra wall. And this will keep people from breaking in my door and then getting access to my base. You always want you and your clan members to put this down before you leave your base or you log off. Like this. So I enter, I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to immediately put it back down. That way people can't follow me in and get access to my base. And now you may be wondering, well, if all my walls look the same, how do I know which one to take out? Well, you can place your wall and set it back or forward a little bit to create a divot in the wall. So that can mark where you want to go. Or you could use a different building material for the wall that you want to put down every time you leave or exit or log off for the night. You can also mark it with like your crafting stations. I could put a crafting station on one side and then a crafting station on the other side of the wall. So that will mark where, okay, the one in the middle, that's the one I want to take out and exit the building. So I'm going to go ahead and put down some crafting stations. As you can see, you can fit every crafting station in the game except for the landing pad inside your base here. And I'm going to put my crafting stations on each opposite side of the wall that I need to remove. You can use the mouse wheel to rotate objects. So I'm going to use the mouse wheel to rotate these crafting stations. And there we go, all set. Now in the center part is where I'm going to put my boxes. So you can rotate your boxes and place them down. The goal of the center part is, it has a nice area where I can access all my crafting boxes for my crafting stations. So I can move parts around real quickly. Now, if you go and I like to set it in the middle, towards the middle of the box, but if you go and set it on the edge, just know that when you place down your ceilings on top of it to cover up your boxes, which will prevent people from getting into your boxes. If you put it all the way on the edge, enough of the box will still be exposed that you can still access that box. So here, I can walk up. There it is, F container. That means my box isn't secure yet. So I have it too close to the edge and I can still access it with my floors on top of it. And that's not what I want. So I'm going to pick these ceilings back up and I'm going to move my box more towards the center instead of the outer edge. Now the wood ceilings give you a nice little pattern you can follow. So if you get it right inside that, you see the lines? Yeah. So I'm going to rotate my box to sit within that small amount of space. And then I can start lining boxes up all the way around my claim on these ceilings. And then now I'm going to cover it back up and show you that it can't be accessed from walking up to it now. Alright, so if I go to each corner, it says X pick up, but not F to access the inventory. So I've done it. Now, just keep in mind, if I go up to the edge and I press Z, as I stand back up, I get a small brief window that I can access this container. And there is something you can do against it. If you pick up after you place your containers, you pick up all your ceiling pieces and you put some mines around the outer edge of those boxes. So if anybody wants to walk up and do this trick and get into your boxes that way using the Z, they'll get a face full of landmine. So if there's one place that you landmine in your base, I suggest if you build like this to do it right underneath your storage boxes. It won't hurt you or your team because you and your team can just pick up the pieces to access it. Now, if you want a super and secure way to keep some boxes safe, like maybe your high value items, in case something does happen, then you could just pick up one of your main floor pieces and plop down your boxes inside. So now I'm going to put my my floor piece back on, and a nice, well hidden box that I can store my most valuable items in. Um, so two things you could do to keep your boxes safe. So that's it for protecting your storage boxes. Only thing you need to do now is decide how you're going to arrange your boxes around the side. If you log off for the night and you want to put up these three ceilings on top of your your storage boxes, then you can do so. It's sort of a deterrent. If someone doesn't know this trick, then they won't. They might not know to try to crouch down and get into these boxes. And if they do, you have landmines placed, so they'll just die. If they glitch this far inside your base, or if they manage to get their way into your base somehow that I don't know about yet, then this will help protect your storage. So I'm just going to put down the rest of the boxes just to show how you can rotate them through and set down as many as you want. You can squeeze more in. You can have some boxes overlapping other boxes as long as you're still able to access the storage here. I'm going to overlap that one to show you. Or you set it down however you like. And there we go. Can't squeeze that box in, so that's alright. We can just add it to the secret stash, right? And there we go, all nice and neat. Put the ceiling back on and done. Not the ceiling, I keep calling it the ceiling, but it's the floor. Put the floor back down and done. And now the next step is going to be adding a ceiling. And normally before you start putting your boxes and crafting stations in, you'd probably want to get your ceiling up first. I just wanted to show you how I'd lay out the inside while we still had a nice cover of light outside. But we're going to go ahead and put up the ceiling. So right now I've placed two walls down, and you can see how the snap points work, and they're not the best in the game. So the snap points want to go from either one wall or the other. Usually putting down two walls can at least guarantee me that it's going to connect to one of these two snap points, which is what I want. So with wood, you can definitely see how to place things and get things perfectly covered. So once these are my building walls, I'm going to go ahead and take them back down and use them again later on. So you can also use your mouse wheel to scroll. So once you get to snap to a certain point, you can just scroll with your mouse wheel and that will get it to snap to a different location on that point. So you can use both techniques to help you build your walls up. Today I'm getting lucky. It's not really giving me much of a problem. So place and slide with my mouse wheel and it should be good. So what you don't want is some areas the ceiling might be like raised above, like it wants to put a ceiling on a ceiling. Like we stack their ceilings on our floor, and there we go. So putting down the ceiling can be the most difficult part in building. Most players find it difficult. Now, once you got it around the outside of your original area, doing the center part's going to be a little bit more tricky because there's no ceiling, no wall to snap to. So we're going to have to pick up our current ceilings. If we leave them in place, then it might offset the height of the wall that we're about to place down. So I'm putting down a wall to get a snap point, and you can see I can slide it back and forth between one floor piece and another floor piece. So I'm going to double up on this wall. And now I can lay down my center ceiling, and it looks good.
Sleeping bags.
But when you start building, you want to get your 3x3 is the main thing that you want to seal off completely so you can continue building on the outside. So get your 3x3 done first and then work outwards. So you can see I have a gap here. Now some gaps can be big enough that people can throw a grenade in at you. So you definitely want to minimize how many gaps you have. If you can shoot out of it, then most likely a grenade can be tossed in. So now it looks good, but it's a common problem you might have when you're placing down your ceilings. Now all I gotta do is replace my ceilings that my boxes were sitting on. And there we go. Sometimes they're tricky and they'll slide around when you just keep trying until you get it. There it is. Alright, so I have my ceilings down on my main 3x3 section. This is the main part I want to protect in my base. And this is my airlock. I'll start by placing a ceiling on my airlock. So to go around the outside, I'm going to pick it up a wall and move to the outside, put my ceiling up there as well. Remember, this outside is my extra layer of protection against people using vehicles to glitch in, which I'll show you how to do that later on. Actually, they just did a recent update, and so far I've tested out on the horse, and the horse won't let you dismount if your dismount position is not there. So if you slide up to another wall and you try to dismount now, since with their latest game patch, then it won't let you dismount. So hopefully, I haven't tested out on all vehicles, but you know what? I'm going to build this way if I want to, so that way in case something in the future happens with an update, because we're still in early access, then I have this extra layer of protection. So as you go through this corridor, you're just placing down your walls and you're trying to get the ceilings to snap in the right places. And there we go. So it's trial and error as you go through here. Just pick up your support walls as you go through to help you place your ceilings on. Alright, so we're just going to continue through the corridor, placing down our ceilings as I said, looking for the snap points, using the mouse wheel and the placement of support walls to help me complete this project. So we'll speed this up a little bit and get to the end. This is the first time I ever played any game that was in early access. So far it's been a really fun time. So this ceiling didn't give me the angle I wanted, so I'm going to have to use a support wall and place the ceiling onto that support wall, and there you go. That filled that gap I didn't want to see. Okay, that completes it. So just remember to restore your airlock. You want that buffer if someone breaks down your door. You don't want them to get access to your main area. So every time a clan member comes in or out, place down your wall to block it. This is a form of offline raid protection. If someone tried to use a glitch trick to get in, they're just going to hit the outside wall and not get into my main area. And the only choice they'll have is to kill themselves to really, they can't go anywhere inside your base. So they just have to die, commit suicide. Um, Before you log off for the day, you could stack ceilings on top of your well-placed boxes, and that gives you another form of deterrent if someone does manage to get inside further or runs in real quick when you're trying to enter your building. So go ahead and exit and show you what this looks like when all complete. So you have your little front porch where it leads to your door, which leads to your airlock, which then leads to your main 3x3. And I'm going to show you how to do that. This will prevent you from getting into the base. So if you mount the horse, you notice that you get off on one certain side of the horse. And then I'm going to walk up to the edge of the wall and then hit my dismount button. Now they have fixed this so far. So this was shot before they did the patch. This is why I'm able to do this. So there we go. Now look, I'm inside the center area, but I can't access anything important. And if I laid some landmines in this corridor, then as soon as they glitch in, they just die. Landmines are expensive to make though, so use them where you see fit. So as you can see, I can't get any further. You can't destroy these walls, you can't destroy the floors, and you can't destroy the ceilings. Now keep in mind, in the future, with future updates of this game, they might make certain building pieces destructible, or they might toss in, I heard rumor of a destructive maul or a destruction tool, construction tool, and that will be able to break certain things in the game, like ceilings and walls and whatnot. But when that happens, we'll update this and see if we can build better against it. And there we go. Can't get in using the horse trick, or the vehicle trick as it's called. Now, if I log off for the night, someone can walk up and break down my front door. They won't get far, but if I don't want to keep replacing front doors, I can just put a wall right on that slot where the front door is, and just have to pick up the door and the wall in the morning, and then put the door back up. So, if you're tired of recreating doors that other people want to break down, you can do that as well. And here's my main base that I live at, and as you can see, someone has come up during the night and busted in my door. So I have no more door there, and all I gotta do is make another door and replace it. Not a big deal. You can build out of different construction materials. They have wood, concrete, and metal, so choose your poison. Now I did decide to build a second floor to my main building, and you just do it in the same style that you did the bottom. I did take a different pattern that I wanted to do, where I put the windows on the outside so I can look out and shoot. If anyone's coming up to my base, I can start shooting at them. This gives me a little bit more offensive capability at my base, or a way to protect my base while I'm stuck inside, while people are outside wondering how they could even get into my base. Alright, so I'm going to make a little garage, because right now horses are the only thing in the game that other players can just walk up to and take. So I'm going to protect my horse. I haven't even gotten a horse legit yet. I've stolen them from other players and brought them to my place and ride around on them there. So I'm a horse thief. So I'm going to protect my horses from being thieved. My stolen horses will not be thieved by other players. So I'm going to make this a simple little garage. It's going to be 6 blocks, so 2 by 3 or 3 by 2. And then I'm going to put up the walls. I'm going to mark which I'm going to make a steel wall, and that'll be the one that I take my horses in and out of. So I'll take the wall down, park my horse for the night, and then put my wall back up. And now this will not be double layer protected like the rest of my building, but it doesn't matter if they get into this building. What are they going to do? Ride a horse around in a couple circles and then commit suicide? Or try to glitch the horse through the wall to the part of my building that's protected from people glitching in? It's okay. I don't want to put a ceiling down right underneath my window, so I will move the last 2 blocks. So we'll take this section down like so, and I'll pick these up. Sometimes it's tricky to get the pickup for a floor piece. Try to aim for the center or the corners. Sometimes crouching will help you pick it up as well. So it's harder to pick up things that are lower than you. So this one's giving me some trouble. There we go, got it. So I had to use the Z button while I'm going prone, I had to pick it up that way. Pick up these walls, and I'm going to extend it out this direction by 2 squares. Remember to look down at the floor that you're standing on, and it'll help you get that snap point that you're looking for. And there we go. So now let's put back up my walls. We'll get that metal sheet down. I like the look of concrete. It's very, very smooth when you get all the pieces to fit together right. Alright, so we're trying to get the ceiling down to lay right, and I keep getting cracks. So let's try to figure this out. And place this support wall down. See, there's a crack here on the edge. So I feel like when I put down my ceiling is going to have a crack as well. give it a shot. Alright, scroll it into place. There we go. And I'll pick up my support wall. And do we have a crack still? No, it looks flush. Okay. I think the metal walls kind of look like they have cracks, but they really don't. So let's put this down. I don't like that. So I want my ceiling to be nice and flush. Otherwise, I'm not an expert builder, right? Try another support wall method. Sometimes placing walls on the corners is a little tricky, and we still get this crack. So there's something going on. Try again. Try again from a different angle. So let me try it from this side. Okay, bring it forward, and then we'll place our ceiling, and hopefully we have good luck. Let's pick this up. Oh, we still have a crack. There's still something going on with this section, so we've tried it from all angles so far. So maybe it's off on this side. So we'll try placing the ceiling down on this side and see what we get. And pick it up. And there we go, the crack is gone, so we got it. It was two ceilings that were off-centered. Now, outside I'm going to put a ramp. The wood ramp is nice. You just have to rotate it with the mouse wheel button if it's not at the right angle that you want it to be at. Now, I did notice that it seems like this is not as centered as it should be, so we'll pick up this wall and try to figure it out. I think we'll place it down and see if it's still off center. Oh wait, you can use the mouse wheel when you're placing a wall and see how it slides it forward slightly, and look at that angle right there. So I'm going to slide it forward to make it flush, and look at that perfection. Alright, so all we need to do now is put up our final steel wall and then our ramp, and I'll have a working garage. Alright, let's do this wood ramp, and there we go, and let's test it out. So I'm going to take my horse, walk up on top of my ramp, pick up my door, ride my horse inside, and park it. Have as many horses as I want, as many as I can cram into this little building, and nobody else will be able to take my horses. And that's beautiful. So your claim has a max number of items that you can place on it. So once you've placed too many items on your claim, things will place down and you won't be able to place them anymore. And this last piece is a hedgehog. You can put your hedgehogs down that'll prevent people from coming in and doing any kind of wall glitch. So you could really build with using hedgehogs or that inner perimeter. However you want to build, you can mix it up a little bit, have a little bit of both, or just do one or the other. And there you go. You have a glitch-free base. No one can harm you here. And thank you for watching my video. Again, if you liked it, hit your like, comment, subscribe button, and I'll keep pumping out content as long as people keep liking it. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.